Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at a blast from the past, the iPhone 6s, specifically a refurbished model from Plum. This 16GB gray, factory unlocked version promises a budget-friendly entry point into the Apple ecosystem. But does it deliver? Let's dive in. Now, the iPhone 6s isn't exactly new on the block. Released back in 2015, it's definitely showing its age, but that's part of the appeal here. For those who don't need the latest and greatest, or maybe just want a secondary device, this could be a solid option. Plum promises a phone in good working condition, with minimal cosmetic damage and a battery health of at least 80%. They also throw in a new charger and cable, all packed in a white box. That's a pretty decent package for a pre-owned device. The listing highlights compatibility with a wide range of carriers, including AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and various MVNOs. This unlocked nature is a huge plus, giving you the flexibility to choose your preferred provider. It's also worth noting that this SAXS can be upgraded to iOS 15, which is surprisingly recent support for a phone of this vintage. While it won't get all the bells and whistles of the latest iOS versions, it's still a functional operating system with access to a vast app library. Let's talk specs. We're looking at a 4.7-inch display, which by today's standards feels quite compact. Some might see this as a drawback, but others will appreciate the one-handed usability. The 2GB of RAM is definitely on the lower end, and combined with the 16GB of storage, you might run into some limitations, especially if you're a heavy app user or media consumer. Think carefully about your usage habits before committing to such limited storage. The camera setup is a 12MP rear shooter and a 5MP front-facing camera. While these specs might seem paltry compared to modern smartphone cameras, they're still capable of capturing decent photos and videos, especially in good lighting conditions. Remember, this phone predates the multi-lens craze, so don't expect any fancy portrait modes or ultra-wide shots. One of the standout features of the SAXS is the inclusion of a 3.5mm headphone jack. In a world increasingly dominated by wireless audio, this is a welcome throwback for those who prefer wired headphones. It's actually one of the last iPhones to feature this port, making it a bit of a rarity. The big question, of course, is whether this refurbished iPhone 6s is worth your money. If you're on a tight budget and need a reliable phone for basic tasks like calling, texting, browsing, and light social media, then this could be a viable option. Just be prepared for some performance limitations due to the aging hardware and limited storage. Manage your expectations, and you might be pleasantly surprised. However, if you're a power user, a mobile gamer, or someone who relies heavily on their phone for media consumption, you'll likely find the SAXS frustrating. The limited storage, RAM, and processing power will likely struggle to keep up with demanding tasks. In that case, it's probably worth investing in a more modern device. Ultimately, the decision comes down to your individual needs and budget. The Plum iPhone 6s offers a budget-friendly entry point into the Apple ecosystem, but it's essential to understand its limitations. Do your research, weigh the pros and cons, and decide if this retro device is the right fit for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.